25 minutes past the hour right now. President Obama, as you know, warned U.S. airstrikes in Iraq will continue to drive ISIS militants out of their strongholds. And we're seeing that happen right now. Overnight, U.S. warplanes have struck ISIS targets near Iraq's largest hydroelectric dam. That's Mosul Dam. It's in northern Iraq, obviously. Now, ISIS militants captured the dam earlier this month following some fierce fighting in that area. There are fears that ISIS fighters could blow the dam up, sparking catastrophic flooding and obviously, blocking electricity from many regions there. Let's bring in CNN military analyst Lieutenant General Mark Hertling in Orlando, and also joining us from London, Sajan Gohel of the Asia Pacific Foundation. Gentlemen, thank you so much for being with us. Sajan, let me start with you. Is the U.S. already deeply engaged enough in this that it's something we can't get out of?
Well, certainly the words mission creep have re-entered our lexicon. It's something that I think the U.S. has been somewhat reluctant to get involved in. But as I've been saying on many occasions, that we have sleepwalked into this problem. The fact is that ISIS has grown in the ascendancy. It has taken major towns, cities inside Iraq. It has spread its tentacles. And it is of direct concern to the United States to be involved in this conflict because so many foreign fighters have linked up with ISIS, including people from the United States. And if they become more radicalized in Iraq, there is a potential they could come back to their countries of origin, like the U.S., and plot and plan attacks, as happened during the peak of al-Qaeda between 2004 and 2007.
General Hertling, what do you think about mission creep? And help us understand, how threatening is ISIS to the U.S.?
Well, first of all, I'll address mission creep. It is not a word I would use. We are still in the process of assessing the mission. The President sent a limited number of people over there to determine what we would need to do to help the Iraqi army, the Peshmerga, and those individuals are doing that now. As the mission develops, we may need more, and as the government of Iraq develops, we may need more to assist them. But I think we're doing some of the best possible things right now to blunt ISIS and to reestablish the army of both Iraq and the Peshmerga as being the ones that will push these individuals back. The Air Force is doing a mighty fine job, too, of supporting them with airstrikes, and I think that's a critical piece in blunting the continued movement of ISIS into key and contested areas.
Sajan, we know that Prime Minister Maliki resigned, and they're in the process of getting a new, obviously, Prime Minister there. How much do you think that will help the situation, or does a broken government at this point, does it give more opportunity to ISIS?
Well, the Iraqi president has nominated Haider al-Abadi as the successor to former Prime Minister Nouri al-Maliki. Now, he is a somewhat popular choice in the sense that all the different ethnic groups, the Shia, the Sunni, the Kurds, are willing to support him. But he has an enormous, difficult task to address, because it's how can he bring back the Sunni Arabs who have been disenfranchised by the previous administration, who have felt discriminated, and that has also helped the growth of ISIS. And the other aspect is how al-Abadi can work with the international coalition, the United States, the United Kingdom, because of course airstrikes are very important, but keep in mind that it's the ground troops, the Kurdish Peshmerga, the dregs of the Iraqi army that are going to have to do the majority of the work, because you cannot defeat ISIS from the skies. It's not like, say, confining al-Qaeda in Pakistan to certain villages. You're trying to confine ISIS to major cities and towns, and to do that, it is going to require an enormous ground assault operation.
Okay, so General Hertling, real quickly, if the Sunnis are willing to join with the Shias and the Kurdish armies, is it worthwhile to let the Shias and the Kurdish armies go into these ISIS areas, or is this something that the Sunnis will want to tackle on their own?
No. I think this will be a rebirth, if you will, of the Iraqi army. I agree with Sir John completely. The replacement of Mr. Maliki by Mr. al-Abadi is a critical piece, but what happens next is also very critical. If he reaches out to the 4 Arab provinces and the 3 Kurdish provinces in the north and rebuilds that patriotic and nationalistic fervor that existed at one time, I think certainly the Iraqi army could be rebuilt, and you're also going to see the Sunni tribesmen turn against ISIS.
I apologize. I hate it when that happens. We lost General Hertling, but General Hertling, if you can hear us, thank you so much for your time today. Sajan Gohel, we thank you as well for your insight.
Pleasure.
Sure. We're obviously going to have more conversations about ISIS and what's happening there, as it's been a brutal night for them. We do know that they actually broke into a village, and there's reports that they killed up to 80 men and kidnapped 100 women there. So we'll keep you posted on what's happening there and keep the conversation going. But we're also, of course...